All right, you ready?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Joe Bach from Bach's Garage, and if you're anything like me, you're always thinking about the next upgrade for your trail rig. Whether it's bigger tires, more clearance, improved performance, better trail armor, or the other hundreds of potential options, I'm always thinking about what's next. These upgrades eat up a lot of time and money, and there's always a nagging question in the back of my mind. Am I doing all these upgrades onto a vehicle that's going to have engine issues? We all know these trucks see some pretty harsh usage. In between high RPMs, dirt, off-camper, and steep usage where oil may be a problem. And nothing is worse than seeing your new upgrades sitting while you get a replacement engine together. In between sourcing an engine, rebuilding it, and actually having the time and money to do all of that, your rig could be sidelined for a while. That's something I think about with the Bronco, and especially with the history of the motor. Normally the motors in these rigs aren't brand new when they hit the trails. A lot of them tend to be higher mileage or even junkyard motors. The engine from the Bronco came from a truck with 220 miles, so who knows what it saw then. All that being said though, there's something to keep in mind and something I want to get checked out. So that's how I came upon the world of oil analysis. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm out here with my Bronco with the 7.3 Powerstroke under the hood, and today I'm doing a little oil sampling. I was reading through the forums and I found this Blackstone Laboratories, and they will for free send you out this little kit. There is a kind of a questionnaire, tell them like where your oil's at, a couple do's and don'ts for how to sample your oil, as well as return postage and a little container to put your oil in, a secondary container, a Ziploc, and then a pig pad, as well as a sticky to put on your oil sample so they know what it's from and all that good stuff. So I was reading through, it seemed like a real interesting thing. So the truck's got 230,000 miles on it, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to do just to see. You see if there's any head gasket issues, which I've replaced, but still. Any kind of metal suspended in your oil, so you can see if there's any kind of parts failing inside. And it runs about $35, so I thought, you know what, for the price, it'd be cool to see, especially now that I'm putting some miles on this truck finally. So I got about 1,000 miles on the oil right now. I just checked on my dipstick, hasn't really consumed any, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm gonna take a little sample. To do that, I bought this $7 transfer pump from Harbor Freight. It came with this hose that's pretty long, so I'm gonna go feed that down the dipstick tube and pull some out, put it in this little cup, and we'll be good to go. So that's what we'll do now. All right, guys, so I got the pump out, put the hose down in my dipstick hole. Let's see if this thing will go and suck a little bit of oil. All right, so let's cap this off. Okay. Put this here. Take this and just dab the edge so it doesn't leak. So they say to put your name on top of the sample. You can see my chicken scratch there. Then you wrap it in the pig pad, put it in the bag, stick it all in here, tighten it up, and I guess you put that right on top there. Their little sticker. What's also pretty cool is they have a podcast too that I'm looking to check out, because I'm sure you see some pretty cool stuff on here. Now to package it all up and ship it out. Oh, time to wait. So I waited about a week or two, and then I got a report back in. I've got a redacted version here today to share with you guys. But first off, up top, they have all my information. They have the unit being the Diesel Bronco. That's what I listed it as. We had about 1,000 miles on our sample. And we'll go right down to the comments. So they go, Joe, thanks for noting the recently installed injectors and the 3 days of rock crawling. I had rock crawled or, off-roaded for 3 days going up to this point on that oil sample. Iron is a bit high for the interval compared to universal averages based on a 5,700 mile interval for the 7.3 liter Powerstroke. but between break-in from the recent work and the hard use, the level doesn't seem excessive. We'll just look for iron to show more typical steel wear in the next few samples. The other metals look great. Silicone is likely from sealers, but check air filtration in case dirt got in there while out on the rocks. 0.5% fuel dilution is harmless, as is a slightly low viscosity. Good report, all told. I went and I took those comments, and the one thing I checked right away was the air intake filter. I've been playing out in the mud a bit.
Why are you going forward? Braver than me.
So that was actually packed with mud, and that might have been my reason for the silicone. And I replaced that. But now let's scroll down and just take a look at everything else. So again, my top information listed there. It's cool that they have the universal averages along the right side. And I believe they will do averages from your engine as well if you were to send in multiple samples. So you can kind of see how your engine treks over time. Whether things get worse or better or whatnot. You could see about, I don't know, 2/3 down, the silicon, a little high, they got that there in bold. And the iron's a little higher up, they have that bolded as well. Then scrolling down to the properties. I'm very happy to see that there's no antifreeze or water. The water could be from condensation, but the antifreeze is good to see because that kind of goes and shows that I don't have a head gasket issue. Had some issues putting the heads on this engine, had some bad hardware, so I was always kind of worried that that might show up eventually. So that's really nice to see that I don't have that issue. And it's also cool to see that there's low amounts of fuel. These 7.3 Powerstrokes have brass, I don't know what they're called, injector cups, I believe they are, that crack over time. So it's very cool to see no fuel getting in anywhere, no antifreeze getting in, because I think those both are issues related to the fuel cups. That being said, though, I was very happy with the report, and just gives me a little bit of confidence going forward with the truck. I can look at other issues, other things I want to upgrade, and not really have to prioritize the engine at all, as long as I keep that healthy. So I thought this was pretty cool. I was really excited to go do it. It felt like Christmas waiting for the report to come back in. And yeah, I'd recommend you guys checking it out and doing it. I am no way associated with Blackstone, but I found them online. I enjoyed them. I've actually listened to their podcast a little bit since filming this video. And they've got some really cool information, so definitely worth checking out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks, guys.